What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're the full 69 Pokemon team. Now, I'm not talking about that 69, I'm talking about the Pokedex numbers 69. So all the Pokemon with the number 69 as their Pokedex, or in the number. Unfortunately, I couldn't use the actual 69th Pokemon, being Bellsprout, because it was excluded from the game. So I'm sorry about that, Bellsprout. Maybe next time. If you people do want to follow me on Twitch, this is where I take all my battles, my theme teams, my Pokemon sweeps, all forms of entertainment. Come and drop me a follow there. Now, we got 2 battles today, and we got some very, very awesome content. The first battle, this one was against Copmeister, and he's got a Klefki lead. Now, I knew this set was going to troll me. I just didn't really know how. Now, the first Pokemon is Aurorus, which is 699, right? It's got that 69 at the start. Now, this Aurora set is a Meteor Beam set with Power Herb, Stealth Rock, Hyper Beam, Psychic, and the ability is Refrigerate. I've got max health and max special attack. Now, there wasn't a lot I could do to this thing. I was like, okay, let's go for the Stealth Rock, right? Now, Klefki is going to go for a switcheroo, and it's going to get rid of my Power Herb, right? I get given instant noodles. What is this, Naruto? Anyway, so it's going to get my Power Herb. There's not much I can do other than set up the Stealth Rocks and eat my noodles right now. I actually really feel like some ramen now. So we got the Steel Beam coming from the Klefki there. That is going to be super duper effective, and Aurora is going to go down in one shot. Steel Beam, instant noodles, Klefki, only on Pimpnite's channel. Instant noodles. That reminds me of the time I used Spice Mix accidentally. Anyway, we're going to go into El Creamy now, because this is number 869. What I did right is I did a double swap in hopes that Klefki would go for another Steel Beam and use up a bunch of its life. Unfortunately, it's going to go for another switcheroo, so my Skrelp is going to get its Power Herb and the Everlight swapped around, so it's not going to be as bulky as, as I would have hoped. Actually, this came out in Pokemon Go recently too. Did you get one? Anyway, we've got Acid Armor, Rest, Dragon Tail, and Sleep Talk. This is a poison, actual poison point set. What I wanted to do with this, right, is I set the Stealth Rocks up with the Aurorus, right? Then I use the Skrelp to Dragon Tail all the Pokemon on the team, or attempted, right? Now, with the Poison point ability, right, I could keep trying to go for Dragon Tail, and there was a chance I could get a Poison too because it made contact. So you could essentially get the Stealth Rocks damage, the Dragon Tail damage, and a chance of actually poisoning the opponent. At this stage here, I was actually really walled by Klefki. I was sort of hoping that the Klefki would swap out why I set all these, acid armors up. So the EVs on this little guy was max health and max special defense, and I had the Everlight. Well, I did have the Everlight, now I've got a Power Herb. Power Herb Acid Armor, only on Pimpnite's channel. Anyway, so we're going to get some more damage from the Steel Beam there, and Klefki is not going to faint. I needed to actually use Steel Beam once more. Then I'm starting to think maybe they'll swap it out, but then again, there's a Stealth Rock on the field. Klefki cannot do a thing to me, so it's going to be swapped out, and it's probably going to use for maybe some fodder later on. So in comes the Rhydon here. I'm going to be going for a Dragon Tail here. Dragon Tail does 1 damage to Rhydon. However, it is going to be swapped out of the battle, and some more Stealth Rock damage, right? Now, in comes the Dunsparce here. Dunsparce, I was thinking, okay, what is this set going to be? And I see the Ancient Power, and I know that it's going to be a Serene Grey set, right? I'm going to go for another Dragon Tail here. There's no Ancient Power boost set, which is great, and I don't get paralyzed. So bye-bye Dunsparce, and hello Rufflet now. Now, Rufflet's going to take some nasty damage there from the Stealth Rock, and this could be a hustle set. I do have a lot of Acid Armors up already, so the Aerial Ace doesn't do a lot of damage to me. I get another Dragon Tail there, does minimal damage. Finally, I get a Poison Touch. Sorry, I said Poison Point. I meant Poison Touch. And the Rufflet is going to get poisoned, and it's going to get thrown out of the battle. So this part of the battle, like this little Skrelp was like phasing all these Pokemon out, poisoning them, Stealth Rocks damage, and tanking all the hits. So here comes Dunsparce again with the Ancient Power, hoping for a boost there, and Dunsparce gets a boost, and I'm like, oh no. If I get paralyzed this time, I'm going to be in big doo-doo, right? However, I don't get paralyzed, and I get another Dragon Tail on the Dunsparce and a Poison Touch, and Dunsparce is going to be flung out of the battle. That's pretty salty, getting like an Ancient Power boost, then phased out straight away. Almost as salty as getting instant noodles. So we got the Klefki coming in again, forcibly coming in, and it's going to be fainting. Thank goodness. So now I'm not going to be walled by that thing. So in comes the Rhydon here. Now, Rhydon obviously is going to be able to outspeed me if I go for the Dragon Tail, and it's going to be a special set with Scorching Sands, and Scorching Sands is enough to take me out. If I had my Everlight there, I would have lived that one, but I didn't. I had a Power Herb, which helped so much. So we're going to go into 169, which is Crobat. Now, this is my old Crobat set from such a long time ago. It's still an absolute unit of a set here. We got White Herb, Curse, Acrobatics, Steel Wing, and Leech Life. So we're going to go for Curse here, bolstering my defense and attack. And I've got the White Herb there to get rid of the speed drop, right? And Acrobatics will now be double base power, which is, it hits pretty hard, and you won't have the nasty recoil of Brave Bird, right? The EVs on this one were max speed and max attack, and I've got Jolly Nature, right? It's actually a very, very good set, right? Now, I did get a Crobat Suite, people. If you want me to upload the Crobat Suite, let me know in the comment section. I got it on the, I think that third or fourth battle. It was actually a pretty interesting battle. But let me know if you like to see the Crobat set. It was exactly this one from the team there. I wasn't even going for a sweep. Unfortunately there, my Steel Wing is going to miss Rhydon. Don't tell me how that happens, but I missed Rhydon, and it's going to take me out with a Meteor Beam there. So we're going to go into Alcremie. It's a physical set. It's max speed and max attack and Jolly Nature. So what I wanted to do, right, is I wanted to go for the G-Spot. I meant the G-Max, right? And then I could go for Max Knuckles 3 times in a row. So Alcremie's attack really isn't what you call super amazing, right? Even after +3, it doesn't really hit that hard. And on the physical move pool, right, it doesn't have a lot of moves to use either. We got Drain Punch, we got Play Rough, and Facade. Normally you want to try and maybe status Alcremie, so I thought Facade would be nice to put on there too. Also in the G-Max, I could possibly use it to drop the opponent's speed as well. So here comes another Meteor Beam from the Rhydon. It's going to have obviously another turn to hit me, so I get another turn of the Max Knuckle there. This is a very, very bulky Pokemon in G-Max too, and I know that even when it hits me the next turn, I'm going to be able to live it, fairly well. But Rhydon is going to be firing off its move this turn, and my next one should be enough to take it out. So Meteor Beam does some very, very interesting damage to me there. I'm getting close to half my health, so I'd say that was definitely a modest nature Rhydon there. So Rhydon is going to go down to my third and final Max Knuckle there, and my Alcremie's got +3 in attack. Now, the idea now was if I did get sort of low on health, I could go for Drain Punch and get the health back, right? And the other move I had there was Recover 2. Also, I could use Max Guard in G-Max if I needed to. So in comes the Kadabra here. I outspeed the Kadabra, only on Pimpnite's channel. Going for the Play Rough there. It doesn't even take it out. It's so weak. And now the Kadabra is going to go for a Guard Split there, and that's going to split our guards. So I'm going to go for Facade here, and Kadabra is going to be going down there to a Facade. So I don't know really what that Kadabra set was. It was definitely a bulky Everlight set. That was definitely max health and possibly the max defense there, and obviously with the Everlight. So in comes the Venusaur. This is the last Pokemon that's to be revealed here. Facade does a thumping amount of damage. Venusaur is going to go for a Weather Ball here, a normal Weather Ball, and it really doesn't do too much damage to my Alcremie there. It's got the item Black Sludge here, so there hasn't been a Dynamax yet, and I was kind of curious whether it was going to be Rufflet or Venusaur. I didn't think that it would be Dunsparce, right, because it already sustained a fair bit of health and it was already poisoned too. So here comes the G-Max Venusaur. We both had G-Max Pokemon. And man, I actually, out of all the G-Max ones, I actually don't mind Venusaur that much, I guess you could say. I actually like its G-Max a little bit better than its Mega, I guess you could say. Design-wise, right? But then again, it's quite a simple design, I guess you could say. So here comes the G-Max Vine Lash, and that is going to take out my Alcremie, and also I'm going to get pelted by little grassy vines for a couple of turns, right? So Venusaur's going to get some more health back there. It doesn't have a lot of health left, and I'm going to go into 696, which is my little Tyrant, right? So I want to use my little Dragon Dance, Stone Miss, Dragon Claw, and Close Combat Tyrant. This is actually a fairly good set for Tyrant. It's got Sturdy as the ability and Weakness Policy as the item. So it did have some very, very good sweeping capacity. Maybe if you like to try, I definitely feel like I could get a sweep with this one for sure there. So here comes a G-Max Vine Lash from the Venusaur. I was thinking, okay, even if it takes me down to Sturdy, which it didn't surprisingly, I can easily, at least I can take the Venusaur out here, right? So Stone Miss is going to land, and Venusaur is going to be going down there. Now there's two more Pokemon left, right? There's a Rufflet and there's a Dunsparce. I know that I can outspeed Dunsparce. I don't know about Rufflet at this stage. So in comes the Rufflet. It's going to take some more damage from Stealth Rock, which is pretty rough. And I'm going to outspeed it with the Dragon Claw, and Rufflet is going to be going down. However, I'm also going to be going down this turn because of the G-Max Venusaur's little pelting leaves there. A ferocious beating. That sounds so horrible. Right, my last Pokemon here to swap in is going to be 369, which is Relicanth. Now, I'm actually trying to go for this Relicanth sweep as well. It's a very, very fun set. Actually, it's very similar to this Dunsparce. It's also an Ancient Power set. So I've got Max Health, Max Defense, Rest, Sleep, Talk, Classic Pimpnite combo there, Calm Mind, and Ancient Power with the Leopard Berry as the item. This thing is super, super tanky on the defensive side. We got the Dunsparce trying to go for a scummy Freeze Axe there. It does not happen, and Relicanth is going to go for Ancient Power, which, you know, really doesn't do a lot of damage there either. So taking a Ferocious Beanie again from the Venusaur's leaves, and Dunsparce only has a little bit of health left here. It's going to be going for Ancient Power, hoping for, I guess, like a boost there, which does not happen. I'm going to be able to go for another Ancient Power, and Dunsparce is going to be going down to the poison damage from the Skrelp from earlier on. Hope you people enjoyed this first battle. I mean, you got to see some pretty good memes there. I got like a cup of noodles, and I got destroyed on the next turn. Thank you for the battle, Cop Bison. That was a cool team. And maybe you can tell me what your Kadabra set is. I'd like to know that one. Okay, the next battle, this one was on the Wycom. This was against Angela, and this is a very, very good competitive team that my opponent had, right? So I seen it in the previous. I wonder how this team's going to do. I don't really know how these memes are going to go. Am I going to get destroyed? Let's see how the battle goes, right? So we've got a Grimmsnarl lead here, and I'm thinking, okay, it will possibly either use Light Screen or Taunt. That's what I think it's going to use. Then they're going to go for a Fake Out. So I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. It's not going to do like very much damage to Aurorus at all. Then they're going to pop the Taunt there. Now, I did kind of expect them to go for Taunt that turn, so that's why I went for the Meteor Beam here. So I've got Modest Nature and I got Max Health, so I'm pretty bulky, and after the +1 in Special Attack and Stab, I'm going to have a lot of Special Attack coming off the Meteor Beam. Whether I was going to be able to take the Grimmsnarl out in one move was going to be another thing too. So firing off that Meteor Beam, and Grimmsnarl just hangs on there. I don't know whether that was min damage or not, but man, I kind of expected to take it out. However, I've got to swap out now because all I've got is Psychic and Hyper Beam, and I don't want to use either one of those moves. So I had a little sneaking suspicion there that I either set up a screen or go for a Fairy type move, so I went into my Crobat. The only bad thing was there, I took minimal damage, but Spirit Break actually drops my stats, activating my White Herb, so I won't be able to get that speed drop to go away after a curse. But I was like, you know what? Crobat's still fairly fast anyway. Let's see what I can do with this. So here comes the curse here, and we got the Grimmsnarl going for a Taunt this time. Obviously not wanting me to go for any more curses, which suits me fine because I really only wanted to go for one. Going for the Acrobatics, I'm already at full base power because my White Herb got consumed earlier on. So bye-bye Grimmsnarl there. I don't know, maybe someone wants to do some damage calcs there. I feel like I got min damage on that Meteor Beam. Okay, in comes Elecmon, which is the Galvantula there. I can go for a Dynamax here. I was like, it's either going to go for a Thunder straight off the wrap or go for maybe Volt Switch there. I know that it's going to go for an electric type move. Now, Crobat's got some fairly decent bulk about it when you put it in Dynamax, then, you know, a lot of Pokemon do. And I'm thinking maybe I could get a Max Airstream up against this and, you know, possibly take it out and get my speed back, you know, so I could be at least normal speed, right? So we're going to go to the Dynamax Crobat. Here comes the Volt Switch. Volt Switch does a lot of damage there. I feel like I possibly maybe could have super badded if a Thunder would have been really close and nasty, but out goes the Galvantula, and in comes the Aegislash. Now, this was a really, really good Pokemon for them to swap in. In fact, like, this Pokemon was very good against most of my team because I couldn't really do like lots of damage to it. When you look at Aurorus, like, what was it going to do to it? Like Hyper Beam, that was going to do nothing, right? Ice move, a Rock type move. I was completely walled by this. With like, Crobat was one of the better Pokemon on my team too. So going for that was coming off Steel Wing there, a Max Steel Spike. That's going to give me a +1 in defense. I thought that may come in handy unless they're running something like Shadow Sneak, right? And they may have to rely on that to outspeed me. So Aegislash is going to go for a Sword Dance there, boosting its attack. So I have to take this thing out, otherwise it's going to be able to sweep the rest of my team. So I'm thinking they're probably running lots of bulk on this, like Max Health, Max Attack, or something like that, right? So we got the Taunt wearing off there. Not that it mattered. I was never going to go for another curse anyway. Going for another Max Airstream there. Trying to do as much damage to this Aegislash as humanly possible, right? So getting another speed boost there, and Aegislash is going to go for yet another Sword Dance. So, okay, 2 Sword Dances. Wow, so that's got a lot of attack right now. A lot of attack. Now, I can attack the next turn with a Acrobatics, right, after I've come out of Dynamax, right? But I know that it's not going to take it out unless they go into Blade form. That's my only hope. Now, there was a chance they could go for King Shield here, and I was like, okay, they've gone for King Shield. It doesn't really matter too much because Crobat was never going to be able to take out Aegislash anyway. the main role of it there was to just do as much damage to it as possible, then maybe swap in another Pokemon to take it out afterwards, right? It was such a big counter right there. So Aegislash is almost back to half its health there. I'm going to pop the Acrobatics, and it's really going to do no damage to it at all, right? Aegislash is going to be going for its stance change here, obviously going for an attacking move, and now that it's in Blade form, it's going to be going for a Shadow Claw. So it's like, okay, that's definitely going to be my Crobat down there. No way I'm going to be living that one right. So still a good effort there from Crobat. Once again, it was a very, very tough Pokemon to deal with. Like, this was a good team, right? So my Crobat's down thinking, what can I do to actually take out this Aegislash, right? I was like, I know what to do here. Let's go into my Tyrant. Now, this is what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking they're definitely going to go for a King Shield here, right? That's going to be pretty obvious. So they went for the King Shield there, and now I can go for a free Dragon Dance here, which is great. Obviously, they expected me to attack them, right? Or they just wanted to see what move I was going to use. So getting that Dragon Dance up, we got max speed and max attack on this swing. I ran this as a Adamant-natured Tyrant. Now, I've got Sturdy intact, and I've got Stone Edge here. I thought, okay, Stone Edge, I don't know if Stone Edge is going to take it out. It's going to do a fair bit of damage, but I don't know if it'll take it out. Let's see how much it'll do, right? So go for Stone Edge, and it lands, and that actually critted the Aegislash. I believe that one could have mattered there. I believe Aegislash probably would have just lived that and then gone for a Shadow Claw. Whether it had Shadow Sneak was another thing, right? I don't know if it had Shadow Sneak. I feel like it didn't. Anyway, in comes Gyarados. They really underestimated my Tyrant there, and Gyarados is going to get absolutely demolished there. So that was very, very good getting rid of that. It's like another overpowered Dynamax Pokemon. Now, in comes the Gardevoir here. Tyrant is really, really carrying me at the moment. Stone Miss is going to land again, which is great. Gardevoir actually lives that one. It's kind of thick, though. And here comes the Moonblast, which is going to set off my weakness policy, right? I've got living on 1 health there, which is going to activate my weakness policy at the same time, right? So now I've got +1 in speed, and I've got +3 in attack. So this is going to be doing some wild damage. It may even draw out a Desperation Dynamax as well. So going for close combat there, I didn't want to risk the Stone Miss. I had Dragon Claw, which is not going to affect it, so close combat was my best bet there. I was on 1 health. I've got nothing to lose, right? So down goes the Gardevoir. Tyrant is absolutely carrying me in this battle right now. So in comes the Galvantula. Like, okay, let's go for Stone Miss again, and Galvantula is going to outspeed me there. If I was running Jolly, I think they would have been in a... Actually, if I was running Jolly on that, I think I would have won the game with Tyrant right there. Because I know what their last Pokemon was, right? And Stone Edge would have destroyed it. So I wish I sort of run Jolly there, but that's okay. The battle's going to continue right here. So we got the Galvantula going for the Volt Switch there on my Aurorus. It's done very, very minimal damage, right? Now, the Pokemon to come in here is the Ninetales. Now, this is once again a very, very problematic Pokemon, right? Because if it had Nasty Plot, it could set up against me. And I do have Meteor Beam, like, so I was like, okay, let's go for Stealth Rock there. That's what I was hoping for, for the Ninetales, but the Ninetales swapped in. So I was like, okay, let's go for Meteor Beam. Wait, why would it swap it in against an Aurorus? Must have Solar Beam, right? Has to have Solar Beam. So going into my Skrelp here comes the obvious Solar Beam from the Ninetales here. So Skrelp is going to be able to tank Ninetales all day long right there. And if they do want to set up nasty plots against it, I'm simply just going to Dragon Tail them out so they can't. So I eat that Solar Beam there like a snack. And now we got a Psyshock here. So, okay, that's a good move against Skrelp. That's going to hit me pretty hard right there. I don't have a lot of Acid Armors up here, so the next one could take me out, but I believe I probably was just going to live that one. So go for, the Dragon Tail there. I don't get a Poison Touch, which kind of sucks, but at least I'm going to get some Stealth Rock damage. So in comes the Galvantula. Since I took no Stealth Rock damage there, I know they've got Heavy Duty Boots as their item. Here comes the predictable Thunderbolt. Once again, there wasn't anything I could really swap into. It's a Skrelp, right? So bye-bye Skrelp. So we got 2 Pokemon left, the Galvantula and the Ninetales. One of them is going to be the Dynamax here. I could not play any games right now with either one of these Pokemon. I went for the Hyper Beam right here. I had to go for it. I had to take this Galvantula out. They were really, really desperate to get rid of my Aurora suit. So firing off that Hyper Beam there, it lands, and it's going to be Refrigerate too. Galvantula gets absolutely dominated in one attack. That was a very, very good KO there. So we got one more Pokemon, which is the Ninetales, and I've still got 3 Pokemon left. The only problem is they've still got Dynamax, and they've got a good Pokemon as well. Aurorus is on recharge too, so they can easily go and get their easy Solar Beam Drought KO, right? So the Drought is going to kick in, and that's definitely going to take out my Aurorus there. Aurorus would have been good for the Meteor Beam, but there's no way I can outspeed Ninetales, right? So they're going to take this easy opportunity to go for a Dynamax here and take out my Aurorus. All I had left there was Relicanth, which was 4 times weak to Grass. and was going to probably go down to an absorb. And I also had my physical Alcremie, which was hot smoking trash. So I was wondering how I was actually even going to get past its Dynamax, right? I was like, okay, what do I do here? I've got 2 more Pokemon left. I was thinking, what should I do here? How am I going to stall out 2 more turns of Dynamax, right? Where it can definitely take me out with the Fire-type move, and it can definitely take me out with the Grass-type move. What should I do here? It's 2 definite one-hit KOs. Then I'm starting to think, okay, there's only one way I can get around this Dynamax. I've got to put the bait out there. I've got to force the Ninetales to go for a fire move on my Relicanth, right? So what that needs to happen, right, is I need to go into Alcremie and do a double swap back into my Relicanth to force them to go for a fire-type move, right? So here comes the Relicanth, hoping they took the bait going for the fire-type move here, and they did. I was like, yes, that's very good now. The only bad thing is I'm going to have to sacrifice another Pokemon here. Then I was thinking, what I'll do is I'll stay in with my Relicanth because they may predict another swap here. But I don't think they've got a lot to lose either there because with the grassy terrain, it's going to be doing a lot of damage to my Alcremie if I do swap in. So I kept in the Relicanth, and Relicanth is going to obviously go down there to a max overgrowth. So the Dynamax obviously got stalled out there, which is great. I did an amazing job just to stay alive at this point. And I've got Alcremie as my last Pokemon, and we've got Ninetales here, right? Now, they don't know what sort of set that I run, but I think by now they're probably expecting some sort of meme, obviously seeing the rest of my team, right? So Ninetales going to go for a Fire Mist there, and it misses. I was like, that's great. I went for a cover there to stall out the drought, and we got 3 minutes left of this game. The only thing I was worried about here is, do they have Nasty Plot? And then they do have Nasty Plot. That sucks so much because they may not have had Nasty Plot there, and I could have just kept stalling out the drought, right? Because Fire Blaster obviously is nowhere near as powerful when the sun is up, right? So the sun is now gone there. Ninetales have got an easy +2 in special attack. I went for a Drain Punch here to get some health and some damage back, of course. Drain Punch is probably going to be about, a 3 to 4 hit KO. So the Fire Blast misses again, which is really nice, and it's about a 4 to 5 hit KO. All Ninetales really has to do is land a Fire Blast here, and that is game. But man, look how well my team did against. That was a very sweaty, competitive team there, and they just scraped a win there at the end. Thank you for the battle, Angelo, whoever you were. Hope you enjoyed the memes. I'll catch you tomorrow for more teams, people. Peace out.